Welcome to the Raising Smart Kids podcast. I'm your host, Yang Pratt, and each week we'll explore ways in which the arts can help you raise a smarter kid. I'll be sharing ways the arts can propel your child's learning and interviewing top artists, educators, and entrepreneurs. These guests will share why the arts are so very important to your child, along with actionable ideas you can easily implement into your already busy schedule. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast here on iTunes and share us with a friend. For extra tips on raising smart kids, head on over to artsmartparenting.com and click on the Live tab. Hello and welcome back to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast. I'm so excited you're tuning in today. I wanted to share a 4-part series that I previously shared with my Performing Arts Academy, but I haven't shared with all of you podcast listeners. And this 4-part series was called What If Wednesdays? And it really let us as parents dive in to think about our kids and think about the experiences we want for them to have, whether in school, outside of school, or just in general. I wanted to make sure that I shared that here with you, especially as we head into the holiday season. Things get really, really busy. So I wanted, one, to keep these episodes really short and really bite-sized for you as we go into a very busy time of year. And two, because we're getting close to Thanksgiving, this is sort of a way for us to take some time and reflect and be grateful for our kids, be grateful for who they are, and to really be grateful for the people that we know they're going to be as they grow. So over the next 4 weeks, I will be sharing one little mini bite-sized piece with you on our What If Wednesday series. If you have questions about any of the things we talk about on the What If series, you can head over to a different Facebook page. And as you may remember, we are going to be presenting some amazing new changes in 2018. And one of the things we're going to do is to merge 2 of our Facebook pages. I currently have a Facebook page for my Performing Arts Academy and a separate one for the podcast. At the time, that made a ton of sense to be able to keep them separate. But because the information that we share on the podcast and the guests that we bring on, the information they're sharing is so good that I wanted to make sure that if you're part of the Academy, you get to enjoy the podcast as well. So as we head into the last few weeks of 2017, we're going to start putting things over on another Facebook page, which is currently called Elko Arts Academy. So if you're local to me, that name will make sense because it's the location where I first opened up my studio 17 years ago. If you're not local to me, no worries. The things we're going to be sharing on that page going into 2018 are relevant for parents of creators. And all kids are born creators. It's just a matter of nurturing that habit of creativity, nurturing and allowing time for creativity in your home, and helping kids and equipping them with skills where they can literally create their own brighter futures. Happy December, Art Smart parents. Can you believe that in less than 4 weeks, we are going to be looking at a brand new year? Well, I don't know about you, but 2017 turned out to be an incredibly full year with lots of changes and pivots. Now, sometimes those changes and pivots can feel a bit scary, but I have to tell you that as I look to 2018, I am more excited about my business than ever. And that says a lot after 17 years in business. What about you? Are you ready for 2018? Well, today is part number 4 of our 4-part series all about What If Wednesday, where we spend a few minutes together to dream bigger for our kids and help them to become the creators that we know they were put on this planet to be, and help them to create their own brighter futures. Okay, with that being said, here is the final part of our 4-part series at the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast on What If Wednesday. Cheers. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. You're tuning in to another episode of What If Wednesdays. My name is Yang Pratt, Director of the Academy, and on Wednesdays we often come on live to talk about what if and to dream big for our kids. For the past 16 years, we've been helping parents raise smarter kids through the arts. As we move into the next year, pretty close, into 2018, there are lots of things we have planned for the Academy and some big changes we have upcoming, which I can tell you now that you should definitely be looking forward to. So today's What If Wednesday is, what if you could get your kids off their devices? Now, I know if you're like me and you have kids, I have an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old, and in particular, the 14-year-old spends an increasing amount of time on her devices, namely her phone, where she's interacting via text with her friends and is looking at life outside of herself online on social media channels, and her current favorite is Pinterest. She likes to go there, and she could spend literally hours, if I didn't have her do something else, to see what other people are doing, what they're creating, all the cool things that are out there in the world that she perceives that she doesn't have or would like to have. So, with that in mind, really the question becomes not what if we could get our kids off their devices, but what if we could help our kids use their devices to be productive and learn skills that could help them pay for their amazing and upcoming life adventures, like college or getting a car or traveling the world during a gap year. Kids have lots of ideas on what they want to do in life, and I know as parents it falls on us typically to do things like help them pay for college or help them secure funds through student loans and the like to experience those life adventures. But what if we could again help them use their devices to be productive and also pay for their life adventures? As a mama with 2 girls who are going to be going off to college in the next dozen years or so, half a dozen years, I should say, paying for college becomes something that we talk about and we think about and wonder how that's going to play out for them. So here at the Academy, we are introducing some technology classes. You may be wondering, why technology? How on earth is technology related to the arts? Well, on many levels, there are so many overlaps between the two. From the outside, tech can look very analytical and very structured. However, with myself having an arts background, everything that I do in technology, I'm approaching with the mindset of a problem solver. I'm looking at how technology can help me solve a particular problem or be more productive, whether in the business or at home. And so as we move forward into the future, we're going to merge these two worlds together, where we can teach kids to be creators, not just students in a class, but kids who are creating amazing things to help not only themselves in their lives, but to help other people, such as business owners, to help them get their messages out into the world using technology. So I wanted to share an amazing class we have upcoming and something that has been requested so many times. If you don't already know, I've been a podcaster for about 1.5 years now, and maybe a little more than that. And we're actually getting ready to release episode number 90 of the podcast. So for 90 weeks, I have been doing this version of the podcast, and I did several prior to that as well. So these kids are going to get a chance to work side by side with me as someone who is actively in the field of podcasting, and these kids are going to learn what it means to be a podcaster and use this particular platform to share their message with the world. I am so excited to be putting this class together and look forward to kicking off this class at the beginning of November. So the very first class we're going to introduce to our kids as creators is called Podcast Kids. Now this class is going to be a 5-week class where we meet together to do everything and learn everything there is about podcasting. If you aren't already a podcast listener and are not sure what that word means, a podcast is basically a radio station that you can subscribe to on a platform like iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or even Google Play. The people who develop podcasts share a particular message or bring on guests to help them share their message on a number of topics. For instance, my podcast is called Raising Smart Kids 2.0, and it's all about how I can help you as parents raise smarter kids using the arts as a vehicle. I sometimes will do a solo episode where I'm giving you my tips and tricks that I've learned regarding the arts and letting you understand the background of why the arts are so important and how they can help your kids to propel their success, not only in school, but in their life as a whole. I often bring on guests onto the podcasts who are fellow entrepreneurs who have businesses in the arts. My guests have been educators who work with specific populations and specific skill sets, such as reading and writing. And I bring on guests who have had successes with their kids in the arts. It's really a resource for parents in our community and beyond to listen to quick little snippets where you can listen on the go on your phone as you're commuting, maybe dropping off the kids, picking them up, or going to and fro your daily activities. It's really a resource that you can literally put in your pocket and listen to wherever you are. So this very first class we're introducing to our young creators is, again, Podcast Kids, and it kicks off November 1st. I'm going to put the link so you can check out what this course or this workshop really looks like. It's going to be diving all all the way where we're going to work really hard to get everything learned for these kids on how to prepare a podcast, how to brainstorm topics for a podcast, and how to eventually help them earn some money becoming someone who is a podcaster or influencer, or someone who is interested in helping other podcasters get their message out into the world by helping them really produce the podcast and really getting it ready to be out into the universe and for all the world to listen to. So there's so many great things we're going to be doing over these 5 weeks, but it's definitely an all-in workshop where we are going to go from start to finish, and the kids even get to be a guest on my podcast. So they understand what it means to be a guest and what it means to be interviewed and have the experience of doing that for their college applications, for their resumes, or whatever life experiences they want to enjoy. So you can check out this very first class where we're bridging the worlds of art and technology, and we're going to be teaching something we call intentional technology. We're taking kids who are already on their devices and giving them marketable skills that they can use out in the real world to pay for their life adventures. And we are bringing that together for them so that they're using now their technology in a very efficient, very productive manner. And we're going to be bridging this gap between arts and technology to also help you as parents use technology as a tool for connection rather than separation. Okay, my friends, that wraps this episode of What If Wednesdays here at the Academy. I'm Yang Pratt, Director of the Academy, and you can check out this link right up here and check out our very first intentional technology class, which kicks off on November 1st for ages 10 to 18. Oh, and by the way, if you get registered for this workshop before the 21st, you can save a whopping $150. So definitely don't wait. The price is going to go back up right after the 24th. So make sure you hop in. It's the first time we're launching this class and offering this class, so we want to make sure that it's everything we need it to be. So take advantage of that discount of $150. Head over to elcoarts.org/IT. And IT stands for Intentional Technology. Okay, my friends, I will chat with you very soon, and let me know if you have any questions about these upcoming classes. You can comment below in the comments and let me know. Ask questions, make comments, and I will reach back out to you. Okay, my friends, have a great Wednesday night. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in to the Raising Smart Kids 2.0 podcast. We're counting down to episode number 100, and we need your help. Head over to Elco Arts Academy on Facebook and vote for your favorite episodes. We're going to count down listener favorites as well as my own personal favorites over these past 100 episodes. Head over to Elco Arts Academy, our temporary page for the podcast, before we unveil in 2018 our new name, our new mission, a brand new website, and the new direction for the podcast. Head over there and vote on your favorite podcast episodes.